Check, check, check. Check.
I grew up in LA and I know everything. Let's go.
All right.
So the stream was muted. I just unmuted the stream.
You just
Listen.
unmuted the
Okay.
stream.
Let's do it again.
We'll get good at this eventually, okay? It's hard. There's a lot of things I have to press like 6 buttons just to start. So I pressed 5 of them. Close enough. We're here with Luke Schwartz, our good friend. When we were on Clubhouse, Luke was a frequent contributor. I would say our top contributor.
Yes, I would say so. Good points.
Very good points.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very smart and funny, and I have keen insight, and I'm a good guy.
Okay, see, the hosts don't even need to say it. You just say it for yourself. That's very good.
Yes.
I take that burden off your shoulders.
I appreciate that. I think this list is gonna be hard because for the villains we did last week, I think I wrote down 30. This one I have 12.
Oh, I have 46.
And that's literally every sport I could think of. I don't think 46 sports
really have
exist.
46?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Maybe a couple things could be combined, but like one of them, number 9, just says horse stuff ?
Okay. All right.
This should be a good list.
Well, so I kind of like, I combined. I'm not sexist or racist, so there's no women's basketball or white soccer.
Whites only basketball.
Yeah, I do have whites only baseball as number 1. So
oh, very good.
Yeah,
that is a thing.
And then baseball is number 2.
Yeah, of course, when it got better, but it's still number 2.
Right.
I also with a lot of these lists, I always come into it with like okay, this is a for sure one, and then we'll move on from there. I got 2 number 1s, and I guess we'll decide what is number 1.
I mean, I think you know my number 1.
Yes.
It's not this.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. I assumed it would be that.
I think if I had to get Luke, is your number 1 basketball?
Yes.
Wow.
It is the best sport. It is just the best sport.
Wow.
Everyone plays. Are we starting the show?
Yes, we're starting the show.
We're going.
Everyone plays offense and defense all the time. It's the most dynamic sport. Dribbling is like the coolest thing you do, like breaking someone's ankles while having to put the ball on the floor, and then a slam dunk. There's no slam dunk in any other sport. I just think it's the best, and the coolest highlights come out of there. I think and the most highlights come out of there.
It's definitely the most present on the internet, I think, or like they're really good about the internet in the NBA.
I think it takes the most athleticism. I know you're going to say football takes more, but only for like certain positions. But like if you're a center, you still have to dribble the ball and be able to play defense and offense. I think it's the best number 1 sport.
Yeah.
What do you have as your number 1, Matt?
I had soccer.
I had soccer as well.
It's
the most popular international, but it sucks.
Yeah, my favorite and the most dominant in America is obviously football, but in like the amount of impact that soccer has on the world is crazy.
Undeniable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it also has, as far as like high stakes goes, it has the best high stakes tournament, I think. The best like the World Cup is the best high stakes sports tournament out there. It's like everyone has a chance. And it's truly the one thing they're like, oh, this is the spectacle of the best in the world.
And even more to that point, it might have like 3 of the top 10 best tournaments.
Yeah, well, it has what? Euros, and what's the other one?
The
Olympics? No.
Oh, I would put Olympics. Well, maybe not because they don't play with the best.
But the Olympics has everything, though,
women,
including
the women's Olympics is fun.
The women's national team.
But even the women's World Cup is better than a lot of regular sports tournaments.
That's true. I'll definitely watch games if that pop. If the Women's World Cup is on and I'm home, I'm gonna watch it.
Hell yeah.
Also, it's the only
mostly
sport
because I'm horny.
Where people die. It's the only sport where people die pretty regularly while playing it. It's pretty intense.
You don't think like boxing?
I mean, I would say more famously,
racing.
More people racing is up there too.
Yeah.
But soccer. I mean, someone had a heart attack and had to be brought back to life during the Euros this year.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time in soccer. That's not like a
but that's not like a
rare
plus
thing.
for the sport. That's not
But
like a good thing.
It's more dramatic though. It's
it's
more
more
impactful.
It's more traumatic.
It also goes to show like how intense it is as a competition.
To that point though, I would
There's a
say
lot of running.
maybe football beats it because not only does it take the football players, it also sometimes takes their families. So
Yeah. Here's the thing about soccer I don't like is that humans are we are hand based. We build everything with our hands. Like no one builds a skyscraper hammering in a nail with their feet. Like you just don't do it. So that's why every play in soccer, everyone's falling down because you're running, but also the things you're running with are controlling the ball. And you have one of the biggest goals in sports, and they never fucking make it. I think it's not a great sport. I think it's top 3 in this list at least, but I mean I can't put it number 1 just because it's not as good.
yeah, I mean I think the reason it's the most popular is because it's the most accessible. You literally just need a ball and you
It's also
can,
been around a long ass time.
Sure.
And British colonialism also spread it.
but you can be poor as shit and still play it. You can't be poor as shit and play most other sports.
Basketball.
British colonialism. You did need some sort of hoop in basketball. Now you can jimmy rig a hoop and it's easy and it's still like that's why. That's why. Is that am I not allowed to say that? You face.
I don't know. I just try to be reactive.
I've never heard Jimmy rig, but I've heard Jerry rig.
Jerry
Is it
rig.
jerry rig? That's what I mean.
And it's also kind of problematic because that was like German soldiers making stuff shoddily to blow up other troops. So
yeah, well, Jimmy was actually a nice guy who went around fixing things. So that's why I say Jimmy.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Jimmy Appleseed.
Yeah, that's what they call him. Went around fixing makeshift basketball hoops everywhere.
Yeah.
It's good, but soccer is soccer. That's why I also have it number 1. Is that anyone can play soccer pretty much at any point. All you need it's the thing you need the least of.
Yeah.
All you need is a ball.
A ball.
That is all you need.
You don't even need shoes. You know.
You don't need shoes. You don't need a goal. You just need a ball, and you're playing soccer.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the same for basketball, except you need 1 basket.
That's still one more thing.
Yep.
Yes, I understand.
And it's easier to make a
but
goal
it's
than it
better.
is to make a basket.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. But it's a better sport.
Sure.
I mean, that's I feel like that's definitely debatable though, right? So if we had like a guy who like you love basketball, that's why you feel that way. But if we had a guy on here who loves soccer, I bet you could go on and on why it's beautiful. I mean, they do call it
I played it from age 6 to age 18, and I played on traveling teams, and it really is less of a dynamic sport, and it's just not as good, but it is more ubiquitous. So maybe that's why it might take the first spot, but I don't want it to. I'm going to argue against it all episode.
I also don't really want it to, but I think it belongs there.
But because here's the thing, I think if we don't have for me, soccer is number 1. For you, it's basketball, and for you, it's football, right? Matt?
For me, no, I put soccer.
Yeah.
Number 1.
You put soccer. Okay.
But for your favorite.
Oh, favorite, yeah, it's football.
My favorite's football as well, but I would say, but I had to throw out what I think is I had to let me throw out what my favorite is, and let me just see what is the number 1 sport, and it's got to be
the number
soccer.
1 sport is soccer, probably.
And it's like America just hates it because it would be our favorite sport if we lived anywhere else. We just hate it because we're not as good at it yet.
There's a lot of Brits that don't like soccer too, and they're like,
they
what's his name? The host of Taskmaster.
Doesn't like soccer.
Yeah, he hates it.
Yeah, he kind of hates.
It seems like he hates sports.
Yeah,
it seems like that's his energy.
Yeah. But those hooligans, man, they aren't fans.
Yeah, there's more fans that die in soccer than any other sport for sure.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, that and football. Baseball has some pretty gnarly fights too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but soccer, they die. Soccer,
they have like gangs. Well, football, they have Raider Nation too, Familia.
And people like rush the stands to watch the games and stuff.
Yeah, that's famously a disaster. Like, what's the Liverpool soccer crush? Killed 59 people or something like that, or something crazy, or maybe even more.
I had a soccer crush in high school. Her name was Lindsay. I wish I had the air horn button I could press. So can we write down a number 1 then?
Yeah, I think.
Luke, are you okay with it?
I'm not okay with it, but I think it should go number one.
That's good enough. That's good enough to get it as number one, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
Thank-
Where's this Twitch? Can you text me a Twitch link or send it on the Discord chat so I can see the Twitch thing?
Twitch.tv/Matt Lockwood 69, baby.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Well, take the baby out. That's not part of the link, but Matt Lockwood 69. Also, Jake said, when you said there's only slam dunks only exist in basketball, Jake had a good point where he said there's no touchdowns in sports other than football, which is...
I mean,
Rugby.
Well,
Rugby.
no,
That's just a touch.
it's called a try.
Or try.
It's called
right.
it's called a try, but the derivation of the word touchdown is when you have to touch the ground. If you touch the ground in the try, it's an extra point, and that's where touchdown comes from.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, there's also it's also Grand Slam is the only baseball one, and like yeah, but like a slam dunk is
No, there's
cool.
There's nothing equivalent in any other sport, I think, to the slam dunk, because you have the touchdown and the try are similar. The baseball, a grand slam, and in a cricket you can hit a 6, which is similar.
Right.
There's nothing slam dunky, I think, that I can think of.
Maybe tennis, like an ace, but not even really.
Because there's like volleyball aces. Slam dunk is like
there's a grand slam in tennis.
Ping pong made my list. It's like I have stuff. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we got to go through. Where do you want to put? So soccer number one.
So the number 2 is obviously between football and basketball for me.
I put basketball because basketball
international.
It's international.
Okay.
It's international. Basketball, it's like. But, I mean, if the Olympics didn't fumble the basketball tournament, if they actually had a place you could watch it, I think it'd be probably the most watched event of the Olympics.
Sure. I put football because football franchises are worth more than basketball franchises. So even internationally, it is a bigger sport. I mean, more people play it overseas, but more people watch it in the world. More people watch football in the world than basketball.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, I think just based on the amount of money they're bringing in, it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
If basketball was getting football numbers, they should be way more valuable, right?
And I mean, it helps that every football game is like important. But the Dallas Cowboys are worth
more
more
than 12 of them in a season before you do irreversible brain damage, and even then you're doing the irreversible brain damage.
Listen, I think football sucks. I think the NFL as a corporation sucks.
Yeah.
I think it's an awful sport that shouldn't be played anymore. That being said, it is my favorite thing to watch. So.
Yeah. You really think it shouldn't be played anymore?
No, I think it's awful. It's killing people.
At
the end of the day, though, it's
they should play flag football.
Everything is gonna be everything like rugby. There needs to be a gladiator type sport. There just has to be where people put their bodies on the line. I mean, as soon as football goes to flag football, MMA is gonna be the biggest sport. It just is. That's what people need to see. There's a reason why
Republicans gotta watch something.
What?
Yeah, that's not even true. I'm very liberal and I like these sports.
I'm sorry.
Would suggest to the NFL
defending your liberal sensitivities.
Two guys in glasses fighting over who's more liberal. I think the NFL should.
I'm the biggest cuck.
Should just the NFL should just accept that people are going to get hurt and go back to big hits. Just be like, you are gladiators at this point. You are going to die. We are going to kill you, but
there are too many people in the world.
You'll get to play football and you'll get to be superstars.
And people are still gonna go play football knowing how bad it is for you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like there's people addicted to that level of competition.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's necessarily a bad sport. Is it bad for you? Absolutely. But like, should it not be played? I don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, rugby is just as violent, but way less concussions because there's no pads. So I don't know what that is. Like, people tackle more responsibly, but the highlights from rugby are friggin' like gnarly.
Yeah.
And, like, guys tape their ears so they don't get ripped off. Like, it's a pretty badass sport that I watch when it's on, and which is never.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, getting hit with pads too has got to hurt more than getting hit with somebody's body.
Yeah, well, the pads, they can put more force, right?
Right. So
I think
they just launch.
Well, they go in with more with less abandon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
More abandon. Reckless abandon.
Reckless abandon.
I think the pads wouldn't be bad. I think if they just went back to like the leather helmets, people would people would definitely like not, because it's the big thing in the NFL is like leading with the head. If you have a leather helmet, you're not leading with the head. You are doing form tackling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should just give them weapons.
Also, we could go the other direction, just full
Yeah,
Thunderdome.
just a knife. Someone's got a knife on the offensive line. Very good.
I mean, they used to put like razors in their gloves and shit, right?
I think that's wrestling.
Yeah, I think you think about The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He used to like cut himself on the forehead or whatever. Yeah, sure.
Have you guys ever seen The Wrestler? That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Todd Barry movie?
Huh?
Yes, Todd Barry is in that movie.
Oh yeah.
He's his manager at the grocery store.
Directed by Darren Aronofsky. My favorite director. He directs smart movies. So
He directs smart movies. Cool, man.
yeah, I've seen Requiem for a Dream like 4 or 5 times. So both of you think basketball for 2.
Well, I think I could be, because for me, I have basketball / football. I couldn't decide which I wanted to put ahead because
But baseball is also more international.
Yeah,
like it's
but
played all over South and Central America and Asia, and
baseball,
like it's big.
It's not beating basketball or football though. Not in this country.
No, it's losing in this country, but it's internationally. It's huge in Japan and Korea.
Yeah.
And Mexico and all the islands like Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
I mean,
tough.
do you think baseball should be number 2, Luke?
I think honestly it should be soccer, basketball, baseball. It might be soccer, baseball, basketball, football.
I don't think football. I think because it's like outside of the World Cup, there's no more watch sporting event than the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like I think football has to be top 3.
I do too.
I could be convinced either way that it could be soccer or football, but it is in terms of just like, sorry, basketball, football, in terms of just most watched, or like at least the most money making.
For sure, the most money making.
Yeah, what the Super Bowl has going for it is that it's not a tournament; it's just the one game.
Mm-hmm.
So 60, they got lucky in just
60
that
minutes,
format,
baby.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Everyone,
The World Series, the NBA Finals, you can miss a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to watch. I didn't watch games. I didn't watch one of the games of the finals. I didn't feel like I missed anything.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. I don't know if this will help decide. Which of these 3 sports has the best movies? I think it's football.
Oh, I mean,
but all 3 have good movies.
Football and basketball and baseball all have amazing movies. Yeah. Wow.
But my favorite sports movie is a football movie.
My favorite sports movie is also a football movie.
What's yours?
Rudy.
Oh.
Mine's Remember the Titans.
Or
Longest Yard.
I like Eddie.
Is that the one with the monkey that pitches? That's Ed.
It's Whoopi Goldberg, right? Eddie?
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg is the coach of the Knicks. And John Sally's in it. Love and Basketball. He Got Game.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Longest
there's
Yard.
great football. Air Bud.
What's the one where
there's a bunch of there's Air Bud for every sport. So
Air Bud basketball, that's the classic one.
Yeah, the OG. Yeah, it might be basketball actually has the best movies.
Well, Most Valuable Primate, I think, played hockey.
Yep. Basketball has the most romantic movies for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Football has the best
Replacements. Replacements is a good football movie.
Yeah, football has the best what's the come from behind stories,
competition against all odds.
Yeah. Inspirational.
Yes.
And then baseball's like, here's some women or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, The Natural's great. Bull Durham is awesome.
The Rookie.
The Rookie, Field of Dreams, Rookie of the Year, Angels in the Outfield.
Ooh.
Major League.
Major League 1 and 2, yeah.
Of all those movies, the only one I've seen is Angels in the Outfield, and that movie rips.
Yeah, that's good.
Amazing.
I like the dumb pitcher who always blows the big bubble of the bubble gum. It's
God, if there is a God.
That's Gordon Levitt?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 3 first names.
Yeah, my buddy Levitt.
Yeah.
Hey, I could see it.
He founded Levity Live.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Can I get his number?
I like how you're impressed more than amused
Good
with
company.
the joke.
So what do you guys want to do?
Oh man, this is tough.
I know.
I mean,
if I can
I
speak for
think-
our invisible friend, Morgan would definitely have football number 1.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's problematic anyway. And
Yeah.
um,
That's also just might be his CTE speaking. So
I would say
I'm genuinely fine with either. I'm leaning towards football personally, but it's up to you guys.
I mean,
You're leaning towards basketball.
I'm leaning towards basketball and baseball before football, just based on international stuff.
So if I don't think there's any way football can be out of the top 3. I don't think there's any way
Thanks,
basketball should be out of the top 3.
I just don't think baseball is good enough to
I think
surpass
baseball's
those two.
an immediate 4.
We can put that down for now, I think, but I mean, I'd like to revisit.
But we still got to figure out. So it's up to me if I want to put basketball or football too to break this tie. Fuck.
But it sounds like it should be football should be 2 since Luke wants to put basketball 3 anyways.
You think? See, Luke, you think soccer should be? What's that? You think baseball should be
I
2?
think baseball and basketball should be either 2 or 3, either of those 2, just based on international appeal. I know it's the most watched sporting event.
Football plays in London and Mexico City.
Yeah.
Do the players hate it? Absolutely.
I mean, both of the other sports have teams and franchises around the world. So
Yeah. Fuck. On my list, I have basketball then football.
All right, we can do that. I mean, if we make this list 10 years ago, it's not that, right?
Right, it's definitely not that.
Basketball is
Basketball because it's how fast it's rising right now.
Yeah. And this should send a message to Roger Goodell and all those fucking cronies in the front offices. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make the league more likable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The league isn't likable. Like, I would say this. I mean, it's just as simple as this. If football didn't have, like, if they could just have their old celebrations, not these weird regulated celebrations with rules, just straight up celebrations, I think football would be too. There's like these rules that are just
they have a lot of shit wrong with the league. I mean,
they're bogging the game down, and
bring
it's like
personality back. Take some of the ads out. I mean, not everything has a commercial break between every dead ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even before Kaepernick, they were there, and after they're like silencing their players, and like it's not great.
It is it's definitely a showcase for rich white men. Whereas basketball is it's getting way more black owners and people in power that are minorities and stuff. So
it's a more egalitarian, yeah.
And the players control the league, and it's a much more fun league because of that. Bro, I love the fact that I know that Kevin Durant has multiple burner Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
It's just, bro, just out there forgetting to log off of them sometimes. Yep. Yeah, dude. They're more personable, whereas like Patrick Mahomes, he's just like a figure. You know what I mean? But Kevin Durant's a person.
Yeah.
I think that's a little
even
bit more.
LeBron James, the billionaire, is a figure. It's like no, he's like a person. He's a person, not a figure. Yeah.
Yeah, he says stuff that I disagree with, and he's like, it's just very interesting.
And you actually want to root for the people, and rather than just root for the guys playing.
Yeah, in football, like, I like Drew Brees. I liked Drew Brees. I never rooted for the Saints.
Right.
But bro, I'll root for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless of unless he goes to like the rival team that I grew up against. But other than that, I'll root for him. It's just a way more. I think it's just way more accessible to the everyday person.
Have you seen how John Krasinski is like Kevin Durant of the acting world, where he has burners and stuff, and will reply to people like saying he's like a CIA shill and stuff, and he's like, "Did you know he actually benches this much? He is pure muscle, 6'6", like whatever." He gives his stats to people and kind of threatens them. It's great.
That's hilarious.
Hassan, I think you know this stat. Maybe you can correct me, but it's what, like, out of all the NBA MVPs, only 3 have passed away. Something like that.
I think it's like what? It's like Kobe, Wilt, and Oscar Robertson or something like that. Everyone else is still alive.
One was an accident, so it's like, it's just a much healthier sport, and like you also get to see the players, which is nice, so you can
Is
recognize
Pistol
them.
Pete still alive?
No, he died. He died.
Yeah.
Was he an MVP?
I mean, his name's Pistol Pete.
They should give an MVP just for that.
Yeah.
That is all-time great nicknames. Which we should definitely also rank at.
Oh,
Yeah,
nicknames.
nicknames is really good.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Pistol Pete never won an MVP.
Oh wow. Okay.
Disrespectful.
Okay. So are we moving on, Matt?
Yes.
Sounded like by your tone.
Yeah.
Also,
so I wrote down.
Also,
football
Jake
and
said
baseball,
another
too.
20. Sorry, Jake said another 20 minutes ago. Ping pong is the common man's sport.
Yes. And Luke is the voice of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Thank you,
I
Jake.
tried to respond, but I don't have a Twitch handle, I guess.
Wow.
I cannot.
Respond in real time with your voice.
Well, not real time. 20 minutes after Jake says it. Both times.
Let's see. Okay, for 5, what are you guys thinking? Because there's a lot that are hovering around this 5, 6, 7.
Yes, this is where it stays tricky.
Like
So,
sumo.
Yeah, for sure. I put sumo. I put just because I mean I'm an American, blue-blooded, proud. I don't know if that's a thing.
But it means you're royalty.
Blue-
You would want to be red-blooded American.
Well,
Yeah.
white and red blood in me.
Yeah, white blood cells. Right?
Because it's called the Big Four, I put hockey at 5.
Interesting.
Wow, yeah. Hockey's up there. Does it?
I'm not sure the stats on what is played and what is watched outside of the 4 we have.
Right.
I imagine it'd be. I mean, I have hockey and rugby right next to each other. I kind of put them close to each other. Rugby internationally, I think rugby is a more fun sport to watch if you know what's going on.
Yeah, but even when you don't know what's going on, it's really fun to watch because sometimes they'll just stop and scrum up and they all like connect.
Yeah, that's why
their necks together.
That's why I don't like rugby. It feels like way more clogged up.
Sure.
It's cool though, man. It really is. There's no blocking allowed. You just have to go one-on-one.
I'll also say this. I grew up in Michigan when the Red Wings were a dynasty. And so that kind of helps with, you kind of just are forced to watch hockey and you understand it and get it. And it is a fun sport if you like it.
LA Kings have a big fan base that are always pretty vocal. You see the bumper stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
I had MMA as 5.
I think you're missing
wow.
MMA and tennis. I think
I have tennis on my list. I didn't even write MMA down.
In my list, I went baseball. I went baseball, MMA, tennis, hockey. That's how I wrote it down.
Here's what I think: if we combine boxing and MMA, I think
and just put combat sports.
Fight.
If it's boxing / UFC, I think that is number 5 based on popularity.
Yeah, I didn't even write that down. It didn't even cross my mind. I don't even think about that as like a sport.
Yeah,
but it is for sure.
It's massive. It was for better or worse, it was at a certain point the only sport running during the pandemic. So that only helped its crazy popularity. It's worldwide.
It has the biggest podcast in the world.
It has
Fighter and the Kid.
Fighter and the Kid. But no, it is worldwide, and it's just at the end of the day, it's the highest stakes because it's like literally just we're just literally beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's competition. I think in its rawest form.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with putting that next. I don't really watch it. It's too violent for me.
Same.
Too bloody.
I get that.
I think it's funny when guys break their leg, but other than that, it's kind of.
But it still has bona fide superstars.
Sure.
Too.
Sure.
Like everyone, regardless of whether or not you watch it,
yeah.
You still know who Conor McGregor is. That's a worldwide name.
Here's my biggest reason for not liking it is it costs too much. I can watch every other sport for free. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can watch the big matches for sure, but that adds a level of like Super Bowl-ness quality to it.
where
Where
you
it's like
get together and try to find people to watch it with and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and the paydays for these are huge.
Yeah, the
Huge.
paydays are huge purses, but like you have to like reserve your spot at a bar to get a seat for the match. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's like a thing, and it's like if you're watching an illegal stream of it, there's a good chance you're watching it with a bunch of other people in the room with you. Like it's like that's that's what a good fight is. A good fight will get people who never watch them. But that's how I only watch the big fights. I don't watch like the weekly, but I'll watch the big fights. I'll sit down and be like, all right, I'll be a part of the spectacle of this thing.
For sure. It
And,
also
and I have a good time when I watch it.
It is a moment.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing also has the greatest athlete of all time. So
Muhammad Ali.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. I really knew you had a joke answer, so I thought I'd set you up. You're welcome.
I was actually gonna say Floyd Mayweather, and then at the last second I thought of a funny joke. Grand Rapids legend Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oh, the Paul brothers should fight each other.
Isn't one of them like small though?
In the forest in Japan.
Yeah.
That'd actually be pretty sick. That's pretty metal. Like boxing match in the Suicide Forest. That's pretty.
I like the Paul brothers. I think they are very good at what they do. So you want to let's put you said boxing
general YouTubery
MMA. I mean, they figured it out, bro. You got to give them some credit.
Yeah, they figured out the new Kardashians almost, the Pauls.
Yeah.
They figured out a way. They figured out a way in the social media game to.
All right. So boxing MMA 5, I'm cool with that.
That's gonna get so many people mad because they're gonna be like, they're different sports, but that's also what they get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come to the
if you
chat and say
combine them,
that
they're
shit.
that high.
Yes.
If you separate them, I think they're both way lower, and maybe.
I think boxing's out of the top 10 if we separate them.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, we're including. I mean, boxing we could do. I mean, combat sports is really good because there's kickboxing and Muay Thai and all that stuff that is a global thing, and that's like judo, aikido, sumo. I think if you just say
Sumo.
combat, yeah.
I've
seen sumo live. It's rad.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when we get rich, we should go to sumo wrestling matches.
Dude, it's not that expensive. It's like $30 or $50 a ticket when they come through town, and the Mongolians are now the new like champs, and they're fucking killing it. It's great.
Yeah. There was a lot of corruption in sumo. Do you know about this?
Oh, it's like Yakuza run, right?
Well, it's like if you you have to get a certain number of wins to make a certain amount of money or something like that, or to be considered a certain level. And so guys would throw matches to their friends because losses don't really matter once you hit a certain level. They would throw matches so that all their friends could. I mean, it was very like helpful and
everything
camaraderie, but it ruined the sport for a while.
Because the best people wouldn't necessarily be.
They would
reaching that level.
They would purposely lose so that their friends could then come up to the next level with them.
So it dilutes the pool.
Yes.
That's kind of nice, though.
Yeah, it's like an honorable thing if you don't care about the sport, but
yeah, you can't put any money on it.
Also, very funny to be a fat guy because people always say sumo wrestling jokes. So, you heard Joe Carl's pissed. Yeah.
Well, upset that you put basketball over football.
Yeah, if only he heard all of our good arguments.
Yeah, if he only heard the 10-minute argument that we had.
I mean, Joe, just understand that I did have football too, and I make the list, and it got third. So,
yeah,
it was a good argument for it.
Nice. So, what do you have as 6?
So, I mean, here we go. What, rugby, hockey?
I mean,
rugby, hockey, tennis, golf, volleyball, track and field.
I put tennis as
tennis is 6.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis also has the superstar thing where it's an individual sport.
This feels disrespectful to hockey. I do.
When I was making that list, I was kind of like, man, fuck hockey for no reason.
Yeah.
Hockey is the 25th thing I thought
of. I mean, but it's one of the big 4 sports. It is like,
yeah,
it is a sport, and if you go to see it, it's incredible live. Kind of like baseball. It's way more fun live.
Joe Carl says of the top 50 most valuable, he misspelled valuable, so I don't know if this counts, but valuable sports teams in the world in there, but I digress.
Yeah, that was brought up.
Yeah, but that was brought up, but at the end of the day, there is more to sports than the straight up money value of the team.
Yeah, it's just international, like where is everybody playing all the time, and yeah.
I mean, Luke, how do you feel about tennis?
I think it's great. I really think it should be around 6 or 7.
What would you put above it?
You know, hockey is also very international. Like hockey, I think we are overlooking it.
I think so, but for me, I'll bring in star factor again. It's just tennis has worldwide stars, man. But like I don't
Yeah,
like I what's like my mom knows who Serena Williams is. My mom has no idea who Alexander Ovechkin is.
I don't know who that is.
That was the best hockey player in the world for a long time in the
Yeah, I know
world.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
You know, wait, that's the only one, and that's like a Michael Jordan-esque. So they have one Michael Jordan-esque player.
So is Serena,
and
though. So is
Huh?
Serena.
Yeah,
Serena's
that's
Michael
what I mean,
Jordan-esque.
Serena and Venus and Naomi and like Roger Federer is like
Roger
huge.
Federer,
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal. If any of those three
Nadal,
names, my mom would recognize as that's a tennis
Naomi
player.
Osaka. Yeah.
So when I was going through this, that's in my sort of in my head. That's my benchmark of terms of like how famous you are. If my mom knows you, because she doesn't know anybody, she just figured out Tom Brady was not black this year. So if she knows who you are, to me that's like okay, you reached that level of fame.
How many hockey teams do you think she could name?
Maybe I don't think she could name any hockey team.
How
You
many?
don't think she could name the Sharks even
Any?
though she's around?
No, I don't think she could name the Sharks.
How many hockey teams do you think you could name?
I can name quite a bit.
I think there's what 30, 32, somewhere around there.
32,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I think I don't think the teams I know from the video games back when are even still teams. Like I don't think the Avalanche is a team anymore.
Yes, it
Avalanche
is.
is still a team.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
see,
like one of the most historic teams.
yeah, but I thought they got. I don't know. Anyway,
No, that's
maybe I'm thinking
yeah.
of the Coyotes.
Coyotes moved. I think the Atlanta Thrashers moved.
Yep.
So there's like certain teams that like
Thrashers, that's a cool name.
yeah. They but I could definitely it would definitely take me more time to name the hockey teams than it would the football teams and the you know what I mean like
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, fuck hockey.
it's like okay cool Canada loves it that's your best like they play it
Canada and
over
Russia
and Russia.
and like Finland and Norway, Denmark, that kind of the
Fuck ice. Fuck being cold.
yeah.
yeah. Here's another
the fight.
thing
The
that
fighting rules though.
Joe Carl said tennis over boxing and baseball maybe not even close.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe I could maybe argue for over boxing, but not over baseball.
Well, definitely over boxing by itself, but boxing / MMA no.
Yeah.
Yeah, not over baseball.
So,
but
I'm kind of
are
going
we going to
tennis here,
consider around? I think around here also, if we're considering superstars that are individuals, is skateboarding and like some extreme sports. Like we could put all extreme sports around 7 or 8. I think if you're doing
Wait,
BMX and motocross.
I don't think we can group them all up like that though. That's unfair.
Yeah, but like skateboarding is probably the most known.
Sure.
You think your mom knows Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk for sure. She probably recognized the name, but I would say there's still way more tennis.
Yeah,
that
I'm leaning
recognize.
on tennis here.
I think we
Okay.
gotta go tennis. And tennis, tennis does have like, as far as like the women's game is definitely as much watched as the men's game. I would say.
Yeah, and
I
just
would
as
say
competitive. Yeah,
just as competitive. It's like I think the best across the sexes.
Remember when the man played a woman and
had his ass kicked. Yeah.
it was like the best woman in the world versus a guy they found?
Yeah.
Well, it was a guy who was running his mouth.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. Talk shit, get hit, baby.
They
That's what
also
happens.
I read somewhere that he threw it, but maybe that's not true. Maybe that was the Red Pill
No.
website I visited.
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
think that was the Red Pill Reddit.
Oh, I think
Yes,
it was
people-
what's the guy's name? John Benjamin? No, not Jordan Peterson. I think that was him.
John Benjamin, the voice of Archer and Bob
Yeah.
Burgers.
Yes, he said that in a cartoon. All right, so,
So we're gonna tennis 6.
yeah, tennis is 6, locked in.
Okay.
I wish all the first letters of the sports spelled something. That would be kind of a fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
So then,
Where did you guys put comedy sports, the improv games?
I have that at
started
7
as a
actually.
money-
So we could talk about that. Yeah, improv.
I mean, there's a lot of super. I mean, where do you? Here's the thing with golf is that I love it, but I consider it a nice game. I don't know if it's a sport.
I think because of how much it's grown recently, I think it belongs in the conversation.
It definitely does, but I think the people that do it are athletes, but I don't know if the game itself is a sport.
So what is the definition of sport? Can someone look that up?
Okay, I'll look it up right
Not
now.
my show.
Define.
I don't want to throw off the stream.
I got it. An activity. This is what Wikipedia, Google. All right, 1. An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
So
Golf.
what versus a game?
Okay.
Well,
Define.
a game can be a sport. It's like the square and the rectangle.
Yeah.
A form of play or sport. Especially a competitive one according to rules decided by skill, strength, or luck.
So in that case, I'm putting Settlers of Catan at 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I like golf here. I think this one is between golf and rugby, personally.
Joe Carl says cricket also needs to be considered.
I have cricket on my list, but it's lower.
I have cricket lower as well.
Yeah, it's way lower.
I originally had rugby over golf here, but now that we've kind of talked through stuff, I kind of want to put golf next.
And golf has the individual superstar thing.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And the PGA Tour is huge.
Yeah. And there's I don't know if you guys enjoy watching it, but putting golf on a Sunday afternoon is one of the best things in the world.
It's very relaxing.
It's splendid. That's how I describe it.
Oh,
It's like it's refreshing, but it's splendid.
Such a good word.
The tones are low.
Yep.
The course is usually beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's competitive. You're like, oh damn, this guy's this long putts.
You feel good when you watch it.
Yeah.
It's like a cup of tea.
It's definitely like that's how like you know you're kind of like like an adult man is when you're like, oh, I'm putting golf on on Sunday.
It's a cup of tea spelled TEE.
Wow.
We're still impressed.
That was good, bro. That was so good. So I mean, is there any argument? Do you guys think anything else should be?
I did put hockey here because I was like, I think eventually we were gonna have to put.
Forgot that we haven't put hockey.
Are we gonna put? But what about like Formula 1 and NASCAR stuff?
I'm also fine with hockey dropping. The more we talk about hockey, the more I'm kind of like fuck hockey.
Yeah, hockey's overrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does deserve respect. I mean, it is a big sport, and a lot of people watch it, and it is fun to watch, and it does have rules.
And I do feel like hockey people are always seeing their sport get made fun of by everyone else too.
You got to be thick-skinned to play hockey. You got to be thick-skinned to like hockey.
Yeah. I do think. I mean, I think eventually at this point, hockey has to end up on this list somewhere.
Yeah. Can we put it at 7?
Why don't you put it at 10 and see if it beats anyone?
I mean, do you think it should go above golf, or do you think it should go below golf?
I do think it should go below golf.
I kind of think they're even.
I think Hassan's mom could name Tiger Woods and not Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, if we're judging by the Hassan's mom principle, it would be golf.
You don't think she could name Wayne Gretzky?
Possibly.
I mean, if their time periods were switched, do you think it'd be different?
Yeah. If Wayne Gretzky was huge when my mom was like coming to this country, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah. Could she name more golfers than Tiger Woods?
I don't think so. Golf. I will say this: golf seems more of a, I don't know, hoity-toity rich person sport.
Yeah.
Well, hockey, it's a little bit more blue collar.
White trash as hell. And it's just hockey's such a sport, you know.
Yeah, I will put hockey over golf.
That's fair.
I
kind of like it here. I mean, I kind of it might get moved still, but I do kind of like putting it here.
Yeah, I think we disrespected hockey enough.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten the disrespect it deserves so far, I believe, but I think
it needs some respect too.
It needs a little bit of respect.
We made our point.
We can't just.
All right, tennis, boxing, golf, hockey, cricket, rugby. Not a bad list. That's I
Not
kind
a
of
bad
have the
list,
same
Joe.
thing.
Are you putting
Yeah.
rugby next?
We
Is that
can.
what you said?
Well, no, because now we're talking
What about darts?
rugby and golf.
Cornhole. Oh, I didn't even write down cornhole.
Not a sport.
Number
Fuck,
47.
fuck ESPN. They're desperate. Cornhole is not a sport.
Yeah, I once watched Scrabble on ESPN. They kind of always are searching for stuff.
Hassan, I assume you have the spelling bee next.
Yeah. Well, it's the sport we dominate. So,
Spike ball, not a sport. Cornhole, not a sport. Frisbee golf. I think getting there.
Here's one that I think should be considered is ultimate.
No.
in the top 10 now.
Absolutely.
Not in top 10, but I think it's definitely like a. I mean,
You think
it
it's
is
an honorable mention. Even
I think it's an honorable mention because it is like football meets soccer, and it is like some really badass highlights come out of it.
Have you
and
ever
it's
watched
just-
it though?
Yeah. And here's the thing, I have to say, but like my brother is like obsessed with it, and he plays for like in all these tournaments, and he's like a amateur like level, like semi-pro level player in this, and these guys are athletes, like they are 6'5" and jumping out of the gym, like they got bounce and they run faster than you could, like they're good, man.
I mean,
And they get high.
why not play a real sport then if they're that athletic?
Because they can really huck the bee, man.
Just seems like such a waste of time to play ultimate frisbee.
It's really a cool sport, but I understand it's not making the top 10 because
I don't
there's
think
like
there's
no
anyone.
official league. Yeah. But it's it
there's
needs
got
to
there's got to be a fit. There's got to be something big. I think like that.
People have to enjoy it.
be- Yeah.
I think this is between rugby and golf, which are the two we've been talking about.
I think golf over rugby, especially on an American and international thing.
Yeah.
I would, if I had to guess, golf brings in more money than rugby too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big
Mhm.
purse, as they say.
Golf has the
Miami-
major tournaments.
Yeah.
I would say probably more nationalities play golf more. I think it's more international.
I don't. I
Like-
think just as many people play it, but it's just it's so much more well known. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Hole in one.
Yeah.
Imagine doing the haka though for a golf tournament. That'd be cool.
Oh.
There's no mini rugby. There's no let's
Yep.
go now.
Oh, yeah,
let's go
I see
have
what
a
you
fun
mean.
day at mini rugby.
No mini rugby. No mini.
There is sevens.
No
but
frisbee
yeah.
rugby.
No frisbee rugby.
No foot
That's
rugby.
true.
Yeah.
The card game rugby.
Yeah, that's right.
Rugby Digest.
Yeah.
Rugby
But
Channel.
you know what golf stands for? Is gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Do you
So
know?
that Matt likes it more.
Do you know what rugby stands for?
Running under groovy big yes.
Okay, thank you for doing that because I didn't have anything.
I figured.
All right, so golf, and then does rugby automatically go 9, or is there something
Are we
else
not?
we can-
But I mean, NASCAR and Formula One. I think you're forgetting too.
do we group them up?
I think if you group those two up, those are
I-
huge sports as well.
So
They're
my
different,
number
though.
10 is cricket.
Cricket's, yeah, you got to get that in there. But then there's also,
Just
there's a lot of
in
stuff.
terms of like people who play it and also best name.
I think cricket should make the list.
Its name is fucking cricket. Also, I feel like everyone has seen a highlight of cricket and been like, "Yo, what the fuck is happening?"
Yep.
Like it's very
but then they're
intriguing.
also like, what the fuck is happening? They don't know. Whereas you see like a swimming highlight, you go, that guy's fast in the water or in the car.
I
think swimming.
I tried to read the rules of cricket once because I wanted to enjoy the highlights because you see them a lot.
Mhm.
It's impossible. It's like reading Infinite Jest. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even bother.
It's a real sticky wicket.
Hey, I don't know if that's a reference.
It's a
It's a
phrase.
reference. It's a cricket reference.
I've read books, not Infinite Jest, but
Like
Limited Jest is what I
like-
read.
infinite jest.
I mean, cricket over rugby, rugby over cricket.
Volleyball, ping pong, lacrosse, wrestling, weightlifting. I mean, geez,
I
there's a
mean,
lot of good stuff.
yeah, I don't think any of them beat rugby or cricket though, personally.
Poker.
Not a sport.
It's a game.
Uno,
Curling.
curling. Oh yeah.
Esports.
I put esports down. Yeah, I mean
Whoa.
that's a big earner.
Esports should
Yeah.
make the list, I think.
I feel like esports should be an honorable mention. It is new.
Whoa, I didn't even think
It
of
is
that.
new, but it's super popular. I mean, we are on the website that is an esports website. Like it is.
No, it's super popular. It's growing in popularity. I mean,
Mhm.
Is there a dash in esports?
this is my first year. Like, I actually watched the like bits of the Overwatch League.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's this thing. This is how I knew it was big. I was in a hotel and I just put on TBS and they were showing esports. It was like CS:GO.
Very
They were
fun.
showing, yeah, and it was full stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Like these things make money. It does make money. It is a very big money maker.
Mark Cuban.
Is he investing in an esports league?
Yeah, he's like big in esports.
Wow.
And I
Is
trust.
he gonna get courtside tickets to that too and argue with the refs and stuff?
Yeah, argue with the servers. He's just yelling
Yeah.
at a computer.
He had lag. He had lag.
Yeah.
Damn, I kind of
I
wish
think
they
it
made
is-
the list, but I think you're right. I
Yeah,
think they're honorable mention.
They're honorable mention, but it's like
Give 'em time.
Yeah, give them time, especially as the world gets harder to live in. It's
Mhm.
gonna be people are gonna transition to more online living. That's definitely gonna become bigger.
Ready
Mhm.
Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think volleyball is a good call. It's a good sport. I don't think. I mean, cricket is huge and rugby is huge outside of the number one country in the world.
At the end of the day, I think cricket and rugby are the only ones left on our list that have a World Cup that aren't on our list.
Surfing,
Surfing has a World Cup,
I believe so.
but even then, it's an I believe. I know rugby and cricket have a World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
that's
for a
true.
fact that they have a World Cup.
So what?
And they're more team sports. Yeah, I think rugby. I think you go. I honestly think for popularity you go cricket then rugby, but I don't know.
I put rugby over cricket, but that might be like a Western thing because I just thought more people could you can pick up the basic rules of rugby pretty quickly. Like you can just be
Yeah.
like, there's a time limit. They gotta get the ball to that lane. Sometimes they can kick it.
I mean, all
Sometimes
of
they get in
Europe,
a scrum. I don't know what causes that, but
all
I
of
get
Europe
that.
plays it. All the Pacific Islands play it.
Yeah.
Australia,
America.
New Zealand, and Africa is big in it.
Like
Yeah.
I can watch cricket and get it, but the only reason is because I had someone explain it to me while I was watching it. I don't think intuitively it would have been really hard to just pick up.
You just run
it's
back and
impossible to
forth
pick up
between the
intuitive.
two.
I mean, but like even that, it's just like there's certain rules where you have to switch out the bowler. There's
Yeah,
there's
it's weird.
there's power plays. There's like it's like there's a lot going on,
Um,
and you need to have someone explain it to you to get it.
even on like the ESPN highlights of cricket, a lot of other sports you watch, and you're like, okay, I don't get the rules, but I know that's an amazing feat of athleticism. With cricket, it's like, I'm not sure. A guy like,
Well, sometimes you see the good pitch or a good catch, and that you get.
but even then, like the guy will hit the ball, and then the guy who pitched it will celebrate. And it's like I don't understand. I think he hit it, but I'm not sure. It's just kind of, it's so confusing. I had rugby above cricket on my list.
Anything with hunting or archery or accuracy sports, anything like that. Track and field, also, I think we haven't mentioned
I think
at all, which I think is huge.
I think track and field should be honorable mention for sure.
I feel like honorable mention should just be straight up the Olympic sports.
Ooh, I like that.
Because it's like we'll watch during the Olympics. Even that, I mean, I think we've talked about it, and
I love the Olympic sport.
I love Olympic sports. I mean, they got to figure out.
I think that's a different
coverage.
definitive ranking is the Olympic sports.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Because I mean, when else do you see? I mean, I'm gonna bring it back like curling and bobsled and skeleton and like all that like the winter stuff.
Just even how many times are you watching the 100-meter dash outside of Olympics?
Yeah, and the hurdles are cool.
And when it comes on TV, you go, well, "This isn't the Olympics."
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of watching
well,
this?
I'm not. When you turn it on, it's a bunch of colleges, and you're like, I guess this is cool, but it's not the Olympics.
yeah.
I'm not. I don't
when
want
they're all at the same level.
Yep.
Yeah, or they're all
Of
from
the
the same
Olympics.
country. It's like you're watching. I don't even watch the U.S. trials of the Olympics. Get that out of here.
Boring.
Just yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
love watching, but like all the like the toss and the javelin and the pole vault and the discus and the hammer throw and the shot put are all badass. Like,
Yeah. It's also crazy, like, damn, look at this person who dedicated their life for this moment. Like, it's, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like,
when you
it's,
see someone kayaking down like a slalom, you're like,
yeah.
wow, wow, okay.
Yeah, how did you even get to the position where you started training
Yeah.
for that?
This
At
this
like 5 years
dentist
old.
this dental assistant is good at this.
Yeah.
yeah, it's so funny. So
I mean like rock climbing, surfing.
I think like the like sort of extreme sports, we could group that up in honorable mentions as well, right?
it's funny.
Mhm.
Our honorable
Well,
mentions right now
skateboarding,
are
audible.
esports, Olympic sports, extreme sports.
I mean, no cars got in this.
Oh,
I know.
we should probably put Formula One.
I mean, there's got to be something racing in here, no?
I don't know. It's not. I mean, it's not that great of a sport. You know what I mean? Like it is fun to watch, but when I think of sports, I don't think of racing. And I used to love racing. I used to watch it every weekend. But it doesn't
I've never
feel,
seen
it doesn't
it, but
feel
just
like
based on popularity.
it doesn't feel like a
Yeah.
sport. It feels like a race. You know
Also,
what I mean?
Sport.
also NASCAR has been declining in popularity in America.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Dodgeball.
Biden's America.
Yeah,
The two I had that almost made my list were lacrosse and volleyball.
Lacrosse and volleyball, yeah.
I think for sure lacrosse and volleyball deserve honorable mention.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do too.
But those are all Olympic sports. And then
Yeah,
maybe
but when
not
you say Olympic
lacrosse.
sports, it's like swimming and ski diving.
Yeah,
or
we
whatever.
get that. Yeah, we can yeah, the ski jump.
Yeah,
What
They
about
stand in that V.
pool or billiards?
not a sport.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's a sport because you're in direct competition with someone, and it's
It's like
I don't know.
It's like a game.
Yeah, but we looked up the definition, and my mind has been changed about a lot of things I used to call games.
But it has to feel. It has to feel like a sport.
I don't know. I mean, do you think pool honorable mention over like what else could be honorable mention?
Well, I guess weightlifting is an Olympic sports.
Yeah, I think pretty much when we say
Same with
Olympic sports, we mean
badminton.
everything but volleyball. That's kind of what we mean.
Yeah.
Gymnastics.
That doesn't feel like a sport either. That just feels like a competition.
That's also a very Olympic sport. I think that.
But they are. I
that
mean,
gets
like they're
covered.
like
For
the
sure.
coolest athletes. They do the most flips and shit. It's badass.
What about field hockey? Those women are strong, and they wear skirts, which is funny.
It is funny.
Fishing.
Did you know field hockey is the official sport of India?
Wow! Congrats.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You think
Congrats to
you think
who?
it would be cricket or something?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be
Doesn't
chess.
India like
I mean,
dominate at cricket?
They invented chess.
Really, I didn't know that. No, India's
Yeah.
very good at cricket.
India
But
invented
they
chess?
apparently they dominate field hockey.
Who just won the cricket? Wasn't it India versus somebody else really good, and one of them won?
It's like the top in cricket are like India, Pakistan, Australia, the West Indies. It's like
Yeah, the West
Australia,
Indies and like Jamaica, aren't they good at cricket?
England.
Yeah.
England is what cricket is. What England is to soccer as well, where they're always a top
Yeah.
team, but they'll never win.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I think it's time for the United States of America to dominate cricket.
You know what's
I don't
embarrassing?
know why we don't dominate rugby.
We're not bad though.
We have the best sevens in the world.
Yeah, sevens.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that rules.
Well, here's the thing. At a certain level, it's like if you're that good at like movement and that big, it's just way more profitable to be an American and play football.
Yep.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Why
Yeah, of course,
we should dominate soccer, but our better athletes, it's
Play
not
basketball.
profitable enough for our best athletes to go that direction.
Yeah.
Mm.
It will be soon though, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
hard.
it's
about-
more
what about,
Americans play in Europe. It will be.
Yeah.
Marriage, that's a full contact sport.
Hey, here we go.
Yes, with my hot ass wife.
Very good. Show the ring. Show the ring. Wow.
Damn.
Yes.
This guy's a
Come on,
champ.
baby. Yes, baby. I'm a champ.
You got more rings than Charles Barkley.
Yeah. And Steve Nash combined.
Wow.
And Dan Marino too.
Wow.
And Chris Paul, yeah.
And Chris Paul. Wow.
And
Yeah.
the
dude,
entire-
you're right.
Marino,
And the entire
Marino
Detroit
never won.
Lions history.
Dan Marino never won.
Yeah, you guys really made me feel good about that.
We should
That's
do we
cool.
should we should do a top 10 list of people who wasted their career on the Lions.
We could do a top 20 list.
Yeah.
I
Um,
always love Sanders, Barry Sanders.
including me. I'd put myself on the list.
Yeah.
What a joke. What a fucking
Uh,
nightmare it is to be a Lions fan.
This was a lot of like. I feel like with the sports, everyone would have a wildly different list.
Yeah.
I think this top 10 though for international, I think is pretty correct.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you just factor in like the amount of people, like who plays the sport, when they play the sport, I think this is
And who
probably
watches it.
and who watches it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get one funny answer for the honorable mentions?
Is esports not funny?
No,
but it kind of works.
Because it's real. You know.
It
Yeah.
works. Okay.
Ping pong.
Sporty Spice, sports,
Oh.
sports car, sports.
Chalet. We take it to the limit.
Ooh, Sports Chalet is a good one.
Or like
sports memorabilia.
I'd rather be hiking. Like the license plate frame.
Yeah.
Oh, we should put sports ball.
Oh,
We
sports.
should put
ball.
in
sports.
quotes. I don't like sports ball.
Yeah.
I think that's like a good honorable mention.
All right.
What if? Well, that is kind of a combination with esports, but I'll take it.
That's what all the fucking esports people say.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't like sports ball. Let me push up their glasses.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
get out of here.
Cool. I
The
think that's a
Jake
good,
answer.
I think that's a good list.
I think that's a good list. I think there's gonna be plenty of controversy.
Yep.
I think football at 3 is gonna be the biggest. Like, I think people are gonna be like,
I still think it should be 4 to baseball.
exactly.
Mm.
I think people are gonna be like, it should be lower. I think people will be like, why is it not number 1? I think people are gonna be like, that's a good take. Like, I think that reaction is gonna be everywhere.
Even just looking at this list, I feel like it should be number 2. But
Oh, I disagree.
yeah, football people are going to be pissed.
When are they not?
Yeah, but like
Wow,
it's also you gotta think it is basically like the football people like, hey, think outside of what you like for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think outside the gridiron. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's what happens when we don't have Morgan. I assume football would be fought for much. I assumed I wouldn't have to carry the fight for football.
Yeah, it would be a much more annoying fight. I agree. I hope Morgan's okay. I hope
I
we
do
haven't
too.
just been joking and he's like lying in a pool of something.
Still haven't heard from him, so hopefully he's asleep or hungover or something. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's back next week.
Does he always sleep this late?
No, he's usually up. I mean, he posted on Instagram a couple hours ago, so
Yeah, he did. He did post this on Instagram.
hopefully he like
Okay,
woke
great.
up, did something, and then fell back asleep.
You know, this is probably a much calmer rankings.
This is the calmest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I think if Morgan was here, I think there would be enough for football to be 2.
Yeah,
But
it wouldn't have gone there, I don't think. I think we would have, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he would've.
Because Morgan likes basketball
But
too,
it-
and I
but
can
it
make
would've-
that argument.
He would have put
Yeah.
football 1 though, so it would have been two versus 2 for football.
yeah, I think I did. But the arguments we made for basketball at the end, it made me feel good. I'm just like, all right, I can defend this pick.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's our list. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Luke.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming. Next week will be the top 10 smells.
Oh, damn.
Oh wow.
So I mean, work on your list because I think it's going to be hard. But
yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
top 10
Oh, man.
smells.
I mean, can I give a spoiler?
sure.
The sweet smell of success.
Ooh.
That's a
From
good
this
one.
list, baby.
Write it down, everybody.
Ooh.
Write it down to be
Ooh.
ready. Yeah, that's gonna be with Noah Finley, which will be fun.
Oh, nice.
Cool. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week, 1 p.m. on Twitch, or YouTube or Instagram or wherever you get your fun from. We're also available as an audio podcast if anyone wants to listen.
Oh, nice. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my other podcast, Good Friends, Bad People.
Yes, Luke's handle is in the bottom right at help.
Yeah.
He has a good podcast. He had one really good guest a couple weeks ago, and
Mike Falzone.
Yes. Also, if you're in San Luis Obispo, come see us tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're gonna be there.
I thought it was next week. My schedule's all fucked up, but I'll be there.
It is.
Okay.
It's
see ya.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for coming, and that's it.
Hey.